to the Team Swain Batty League Season 7, Week 5, Game 3. It's been a long night, everybody. It's 9:51. It's usually when we're ending, but here we are. We're getting hyped for the last game, but I need to introduce my co-casters here. We got Thrifty Senpai. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. How about yourself?
I am doing great. And in the celebrity cast position here, we have Kindhosen. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great. I'm super excited for my first cast.
Yeah, this should be pretty good.
Yeah.
All right, and so this week, or Game 3, we got, on the blue side, we got a team that is named the Batty Bargain Bin going against red side, which is Waifu Superstar. Both of these teams are 3-1 on the season, so it's a pretty big match for them, seeing who's going to tie up for second place here. Or tie up for first place?
No, this is first place. Whoever wins this is in first place.
Yeah, so this is a
Other
huge
team goes
game.
into second place.
Yeah, I mean, it's good. I mean, in Game 3, we're and last one of the night. If you're sticking around with us, you got a super hyped match. Should be very competitive. And let's jump in here. We got all the bands done already. And first picks ever. That's boring. Let's not talk about that. Let's talk about some bands. Blue side, Batty Bargain Bin. They got Alistar, Jinx, and Renekton. Renekton band, very good idea. AGS Zero, he got the MVP last week. He played Renekton top lane, did amazingly well. He plays his Renekton lane bully very well. And then on the other side, we got Poppy, Vel'Koz, Lulu coming up from Waifu Superstar. Obviously, you have the necessary Vel'Koz ban for Blab, but they got some other ones as well. Lulu from Madam Stripe? Yeah, Madam Stripe. Anyway, I'm gonna let you guis talk. I need to drink some water.
Yeah, no, I assume the Lulu's for Madam Stripe.
It's definitely for Madam Stripe.
A little bit of an odd ban, though. Has he played that very much this season?
Yeah, he has done extremely well with it when he has. He's performed on it considerably better than any other champ he's played in the top lane. So I think it was a very smart ban. And the Poppy ban's at Mr. Coffee. He had a very solid performance on that last week.
Yeah, in order of picks, we got Sejuani coming out for Craig, and he played that last week. Pretty strong on that. And Chris Xmas Tree gets his Thresh, so pretty good comfort picks for that team.
Yeah, it is. And I mean, we've seen Bell Destiny play some Thresh. We've seen Tree play some Thresh. Both of them very happy with it, and nothing too much like surprise. Like we've already reiterated on this a bunch before. Kragan's played the Sejuani a lot. This team really likes to do that mid-game team fight, and Kragan's been doing all right with that.
Yeah, I almost regretted last week not banning the Sejuani because it seems to be a very key element in their engage, and they just might be forming another very easy team fight comp, like you said. They did take away the Alistar, so I guess that is an element that's kind of gone. But Thresh, jack of all trades, master of none. I really think he is still a very suitable pick for that team so far. Mr. Coffee, though, locking in Udyr.
Yeah, that's a pick.
We got Udyr and Braum. Got Mr. Farm the Jungler, split push all day Udyr, I mean, there's been that. There's also been the team fight kind of oriented Udyr, where you have a lot of move speed. You move around, and you try to you just basically play the stun bot game. You whack them all, hit someone, stun them, turn around, stun the first guy again.
Yeah, and it's good that they have the Sivir to supplement the Udyr, so he can really get in range. Because he does have the sometimes weakness of getting kited. But did we already point out that Mick actually isn't playing this week? Is this the first week he's not playing?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think that's been kind of their play. They had him sub in top lane last week for Madam Strip because Madam Strip could not play for some reason or another.
Okay, well,
yeah,
something to note. You got Stripe back in position on what could be nope, it's going to be Jarvan.
Sure. No, it's going to be a Lissandra. That's going to be J4 mid.
Oh, yeah, okay. Why did I ever doubt Blab? Of course. Interesting, okay. And over on the other side, we have Salvo picking up Lucian. Pretty standard, very, very strong AD carry these days. I mean, there was some thread on Reddit saying that he was picked 47% of the time in Diamond plus Elo. I mean, he just really does everything. You can pick him into any situation. He does well in any team comp. Has incredible laning phase. I don't know. But usually it's not a Salvo go-to. It seems like he usually goes to the Sivir, Jinx, sometimes just sort of longer ranged champions. So I guess we'll have to see how he fares there. And then My Way, once again, last week had that Orianna game, once again going with that really big team fight composition. But last pick overall, AGS Hero locks in the top lane Graves. What do you guys think of that?
I'm really interested to see where that goes. I don't think I've seen AJS play top lane Graves very much.
I've seen him play it a little bit here and there. He's done fairly well on it. And I mean, Graves is a really powerful lane champion. He's a big bully and he sustains insanely well ever since the Warlord's Bloodlust change, where you get more lifesteal at low health. The amount of times I've seen Graves is just sustain like crazy. When they get low, they just heal up so much. They get the Death Dance.
Yeah, it's kind of weird for me to see because it just seemed, well, I mean, actually, why is it that weird? Actually, he used to play AD carry.
Yeah.
Graves used to be an AD carry. I mean, he
He
still
still is.
Yeah.
You see he's play it. It's just he's better at top and jungle is the main reason why you don't see him a lot in AD carry. He's actually still fairly powerful in the bot lane. I've seen some people use it to effect, but
Yeah, I always look on champion.gg and he still is like the top. He's second right now.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I just never see him there. Yeah, he has a pretty low pick rate on AD carry. But yeah, so those are the team comps locked in. I mean, Waifu Superstar, they didn't really deviate from their go-to plan here.
No, this has been their plan every week, pretty much.
They did sub out. It's obviously their lineup's a little less tanky than last week. They didn't get that Alistar, and then Swift isn't playing like this pseudo bruiser type champion. But I think that actually might be a good thing if they can get this game snowballing. It's just gonna be over. They have like 3 damage threats now, tons of CC still. If they win this laning phase, which I think it looks like they have some very favorable lanes here. Thresh Lucian versus Sivir Braum. Actually, oh god, no, that's Sivir Braum's like way better. Never mind.
Yeah.
Look, kind of. What do you think about that bot lane matchup? What do you?
I mean, I'm scared of Christmas or Xmas Tree every time he gets on Thresh, so it could really go either way.
Yeah, that is true. Like if Tree's on point with the hooks and Vivaret somehow isn't positioning right behind minions, regardless, he might even be behind Braum shield. He has a spell shield as well. On paper though, Sivir and Braum should win this lane.
Yeah, definitely. I agree.
Yeah, pretty handily.
The thing is, with a lot of bot lane counters, even like when one lane has like a really big advantage, like it's not like the end of the world. It's not like a huge counter pick in mid or top where you really get to bully him. It's more just kind of like the kill pressure that changes.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. It's like in the best case scenario where literally every ability is hit and everything is played perfectly on paper, Sivir Braum should win like a trade. But yeah, you're right. It could totally change at any moment. There's so many variables. Jungle pressure is obviously a thing, which we should talk about. We got Coffee on Udyr and Kragan on Sejuani. Both of these junglers kind of weak early on. I mean, Udyr actually has a fairly strong level 3 gank with double buff, but Kragan will just want to be farming like he's done every week so far. He's going to just sort of power farm. If there is a gank opportunity, he'll do it, and then he'll hit 6, and then the fun really begins. But do you think Coffee has some time in this early game to actually get into the jungle and abuse, say, Johnny's early weakness?
He definitely does have that window. The question is really whether or not he'll want to support that. Lissandra is not going to be able to push in much on Graves, but however, J4 has a bit faster roaming potential than the Orianna. So he does have the support of a J4 who has an additional offensive summoner spell on the Orianna, so they do have that window of opportunity.
Yeah.
I will say I do like the Bardic Bargain Bin team a little bit better, just because that's like a traditional Salt Shaker go forward team that just wants to go forward, kill your team, and then just keep going forward.
Yeah, that is true. They even have a little bit of disengage with the Braum pick, but yeah, you're pretty much on the mark. Once Lissandra and Jarvan go in, they are pretty much committed to the fight. But I mean, those two alone, the dive coming out of them is monstrous. I mean, Orianna and Lucian really have to stay back. Treat will need to be on point with peeling. I think it'd just be interesting because I mean, Swift has usually gone to tankier roles. So I wonder how he'll transition. Let's talk about the top lane at least. Lissandra versus Graves. Guys, inform me. What is this lane?
So Graves doesn't like. The thing is that the longer a trade goes, the Graves wins it, just because like obviously they're auto attack rest and everything. But it's actually not too bad. The big thing is the Graves has better shove potential on the Lissandra, especially early on, because she has to worry about mana, whereas he's just like auto chunk, auto chunk. Uh, the big thing is that the Lissandra has a lot of kill pressure onto the Graves with a jungler gank. She has a lot of CC, and that's like always one of the big draws to Lissandra top lane. With that long lane, I mean, she has the slow on her Q, the W root, and her R is also a very long point-click CC. So she's able to CC people for like a very large amount of time, which makes her a very easy lane to gank for. So the Graves has to be very careful about shoving her in.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I always forget how Coffee jungles. I guess I haven't really remembered what his jungle playstyle is, and whether that's gonna be I'm gonna camp a lane, or I'm gonna power farm, or I'm gonna make the other junglers' life a living hell. But you know, this really wouldn't be an SBL game, guys, without a hashtag SBL pause the game here.
Speaking of the hashtag SBL pause, did we ever touch on the mid lane?
No, that's the last thing. What do you think here? Break it down for us, Thrifty.
Okay, so believe it or not, I actually do know quite a bit about Jarvan mids. So, this is the thing that's actually, it's been going in, it goes in and out of the meta every once in a while, normally for like a few weeks at a time, and it's done that for the last like 2 or 3 seasons, because Jarvan actually has really, really high AD ratios. So you get this kind of like pseudo-assassin Jarvan, and that's been revitalized recently because of his AoE dunk change. So now like I don't know if you've seen it, but like you can see this Jarvan who goes straight damage, and it's more than a 1-to-1 on his total AD. So he just comes through and just dunks whole teams. Is like the idea. But the way this matchup goes is that it really depends on how comfortable you are playing against a Jarvan. He's a really, really big bully at certain levels. It's really weird how his like lane power goes. It changes drastically between every single level, especially with Orianna. The thing is that Jarvan's all loaded into his EQ auto attack combo. Procs and Lords get the passive, and then he wants to get out. He wants to slow you, or maybe like keep auto attacking you to make sure you can extend the trade, and you have to back out, or like ideally burn a flash. Whereas Orianna is going to try and poke him in between. So the big thing, like you have to play around the EQ cooldown. What Wang wants to do in this lane is he wants to try to get the wave set up so that Jarvan has to either go into a range where Wang can burn spells on him to get damage while he's CSing, or Jarvan has to blow an E or a Q to get the minion safely. And at that point, Wang has a couple of seconds to apply pressure onto him.
Okay.
That's probably more than you ever wanted to know about playing J4 mid.
I was gonna say, I am so informed now. I think I'm gonna just play mid and rank now and just go off that little speech there.
Pretty much.
I figured we have a pause, so I can just go all out. I was like, we got the pause. People are gonna learn about playing against and playing as Jarvan mid.
Yeah, no, that's great. I don't think. I mean, I love SBL informative streams here. I've learned a lot so far about different matchups. Because you got some pretty weird ones.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask though, is the Ignite a big deal in the mid lane? Because Waifu Superstar once again is running their teleport strategy. Just be anywhere on the map to start the fight. Is Orianna having a teleport spell? Is that gonna make this lane very difficult?
Actually, makes the lane way harder for her.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay.
The ideal summoner a lot of times against J4 mid is Exhaust. Because you can exhaust him during the middle of his EQ combo, and it just guts his damage. Because a lot of the damage is on the Q, so if you exhaust him while he's like trying to Q you, you just gut his damage completely, and then you get to punish him off of that. Especially because he doesn't build any attack speed, so his attacks are really, really slow as well.
Yeah.
Or at least Ignite gives you kill pressure back, like a better kill pressure back onto him. But because J4's gonna be trying to pick the fights, and Wang doesn't have a defensive or offensive spell here, makes life really, really hard.
Early invade come from Batty Bargain Bin. They are spotted out by an early River Ward.
So give it to me.
And it looks like Waifu Superstar is just gonna kind of back out.
Yep, they just lay down the wards. They're gonna concede. I mean, Braum level 1 invades are insanely strong. I mean, you even could take Bear Stun if you
Look
really
up.
needed to secure the
See
kill,
the
but that
presence
really sets
circling.
your jungle back. And in the response, Wife Superstars,
Minions
they're gonna
have
get a deep
spawned.
ward as well, to see if anyone starts on that blue side of the jungle. So pretty safe level 1. We've had a lot of teams tonight looking for invades, looking for fights. Just doesn't happen. A lot of these teams in the SBL would rather leave it on the rift in the lanes instead of in the jungle early on.
Yeah.
Pretty standard runes and mastery is across the board. I did a little check
Yeah.
during that huge pause. Like
I mean,
you said, Warlord's Bloodlust is such a huge thing nowadays.
Something that I'll also just point out with like, sorry about that. Something to like point out also like the reason why we don't see as much level 1 action in the SBL is just because there's a distinct lack of like really strategic lane swaps. Just because either people don't know how to do it or they're like afraid of messing it up, or there's people that are just fine playing it out all the time.
Ooh, stun lands on
And
the
because there's not,
tree.
because of that, there's just not a lot of, there's not as much reason to go through in the level 1 besides like just fanning out or trying to go for a pick. And because you do fan out is how you spot people just trying to go in and force something. So that's the reason. That's a big reason why we don't really see any level 1s, because no one's trying to get vision down to establish a lane swap.
Yeah.
That's definitely something I'd like to see in the SBL soon. Some lane swaps, some early pushes.
Yeah. Oh my god, Thunderlords gets procced onto Blab after he went in. Vivrat is super low, had to heal off the fight though. Braum passive is down, but Salvo goes back in, tries to lay down the damage. A lot of trades going back and forth here in this bot lane. It looks like Salvo and Tree are coming out ahead. Yeah, they gotta use their health pots here to try to sustain back. Lucian level 2 power spike is just so good.
Coffee's
Lands
looking
onto
for the
Phil
early
Destiny.
game.
Here we go. Salvo going in, but Mr. Coffee's here in the lane. He has double buffs. He is kind of low. He gets exhausted. He's very low. Teleport coming in through Waifu Superstar. Coffee flashed out. First blood going over to the Chain Warden, the Christmas tree.
So that teleport actually had a big point, like despite. Oh, let you going on this mid lane.
It's super. Yeah, it's super low. Nothing is burned though. Oh, Ignite was burned, but Blap turns around. He has to press the W to shield it. Wang has the Ignite ticking, and both of those mid laners are super low, out of health pots. Wang's out of a flash. Same with Blab. But the thing is, because of that trade, because it wasn't a kill, Wang's gonna have the advantage here. I mean,
Yeah.
He's just gonna teleport back to lane, right?
I don't think you actually want to burn teleport here. I think it's a mistake if he does. He should
Oh, yeah,
just
because
walk
he had the
back. His
lane
waves
push.
crashing. He's got plenty of
Yep.
time.
Oh,
Kraken,
Coffee's invading.
on his own jungle, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Kraken invading. Coffee does the counter invade on his own jungle and pushes him out. You know, that level 1, I think that was a great move out of Coffee to swoop down there, but maybe a little overzealous with the amount of health he had. But like you said, that teleport was everything in that. If there was no teleport there, might have been a double kill.
What was that? The teleport, like, even though Graves actually didn't do anything, the threat of another champion came down. Like, Vivret and Failed Destiny immediately just started walking away.
Yep, and Coffee
Instead of
was
trying to
left
force the
die,
kill
and-
when they could have easily killed someone. So instead, like, of walking away, they got a lot of free damage on him, and she was able to flash to finish up that kill.
Yeah, and AJS, he didn't lose anything for that. He's actually up in CS on the Lissandra here. He has the wave pushed into his tower.
Yeah, he also took a bit of tax from the bottom lane to make up for that. I'm not sure if you noticed afterwards, but he came in and they're still on the minion wave. He's like, yeah, we're shoving this in. This is going to tower. I'm taking some of this for myself.
Yeah. Ooh, man. It's a lot of damage going on Phil Destiny when he's getting hooked in. Tree looks like he's aiming for Vivret, and Phil Destiny's just doing his job body blocking, but I don't know if he can afford to do that right now with no health pots. Yeah, they have to back here.
This lane is kind of going the opposite of what we thought it would.
Yeah, because it's just huge
User
hooks out of
disconnected
Tree. I
from
think
your
he
channel.
said
Yeah.
that I didn't really understand how big of an influence Tree's Thresh was going to be. I guess I didn't give him the benefit of the doubt. Veil Destiny has really impressed me this season, but Tree is Tree. But so far, already a 1k gold lead for Waifu Superstar, and I think they have a supreme advantage in this bottom lane. Huge CS lead, and mid lane with I think if Blab would have got that first or that kill in lane, things might be different. But Wang's still just abusing him with Thunderlords. he did get 2 Fairy Charms, so he's just looking to sustain in this lane. Coffee's in the river trying to pick up this Scuttle. He does smite it, goes over to Batty Bargain Bin, and will force Kragan back into his jungle.
It's really interesting how this mid lane's playing out, because it seems like Blab is not very familiar with how to play this against an Orianna, and then Wang's just kind of like, I'm just playing Orianna normally, and so he's getting like traded on really heavily by Blab when he's not respecting it.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny to watch. It's like really amusing to see how both of them are trying to react. It's like neither of them are comfortable with the other's champion.
Yeah, and but Blab knows how to play standard meta mid laners. I know he does.
Yes.
I played with it last season. He does, but it's almost seeming like 5 weeks in now, he's picking these weird off meta picks for like shock value, or he really just thinks these are very strong picks and he picks them accordingly. Because I just think that maybe if his team played around the, like a very control magey type person, they might have a little more success.
Well, I think Jarvan mid is actually like pseudo flavor of the month lately. I've ran into it a couple times in my ranked games recently.
Okay.
So,
Well,
but I'm not too sure. I think it possibly could be for shock value as well.
well, I mean, he's already shocked us twice with Scion mid, so
He has played Scion mid twice.
Yeah, and he legit plays that in rank. Like he's
Oh
not
yeah, no,
joking.
he plays all these champions legitimately in rank.
Yeah, that's the thing. So I mean, he walks the walk and talks the talk here.
He was the one who brought out the Nautilus mid with
Yeah.
Deathfire Grasp last season, wasn't he?
Yes. Yeah. Leave it up to Blab to be the
be
most
2 seasons
creative
ago,
player.
I think that was 2 seasons ago.
Yeah, I think yeah,
DFG
you're right,
wasn't
2
in
seasons ago.
last season.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but
That was a scary game. I think I was in that game.
ooh, see, these Lucian Qs he's lining them up really well where Vivred's getting hit on the back end as well.
Yeah.
And it really means a lot right now. He can't fight him. You can't. It's Lucian with BF, Saber with double longsword.
Something that's interesting though is he's not even like they're afraid to even put some free damage on. Like Braum's not queuing afterwards, like to try and put any source of threat of retaliation. And so Tree and Salvo are just getting all these free trades. Like once again, like there's not gonna be a bum rank run, there's not gonna be a Braum queue here. They're just gonna walk away. There we go. See, like he throws it out way too late, and because of that, they are just getting obliterated because they're taking these free trades over and over again. Whereas if they'd be willing to throw out a little damage, like say they hit them for 150 damage, but they took 60 more because of that, that's still good because you didn't let the enemy laner just trade with you for free.
Right. Yeah, and it doesn't put any fear into Salvo or Tree for like any teleports or any ganks. They just stay here full health, have tons of health pots.
Yeah, exactly. Like they have like all this full health. Like at least if you put some damage on them, they have to be conscious of their own health.
Yeah.
And I mean, a lot of times because they blew all their cooldowns on the initiation, sure they're gonna get some auto attack damage.
Oh,
on you.
Blab goes in, the super dunk ignite, ult, and
Oh, but Coffee
Mr.
comes in with
Coffee
the backhand.
with the boop. Oh man. Yeah.
That is the big level 6 Jarvan burst.
Yeah.
Jarvan's like really big threat levels are 2, 4, and 6 in lane. Like in early laning phase, and this level 6 burst is just disgustingly large. Obviously it's level 7.
Veiled Destiny has to use a Glacial Fissure to disengage, flash out after getting hooked in. It almost looks like Veiled Destiny is just taking these on purpose, which I don't think he should be ever.
Yeah, I agree. He's like throwing out the shield every time he sees a hook in, like he thinks he's gonna block it or something.
Yeah. I mean, Braum W
just not
is a good
comfortable
ability.
playing
You can
this.
use it to
It's
dodge
hilarious.
hooks. Oh, AJS here with the respect flash. Coffee still going in. Uses that ultimate for another short dash to get away. So Mr. Coffee, now he's been all over the map now. He's visited every lane so far on the Udyr.
Yeah, he's had really good gank pressure over Kragan. He's keeping up in farm as well.
Yeah.
But
He did get an early Hunter's Potion, which I think is always interesting. Which like how some players really prefer that, and some players just they're totally fine with the refillable. They want to get that earlier jungle enchant. And obviously he's going Runic Echoes, right? Yeah.
Yeah, he's going
Yeah,
for
yeah.
Runic because that's what the
Yeah.
outcome's going to go into.
And that it really does speed up your clear for pretty much any champion that buys that. It's ridiculous, especially on Udyr. But Hunter's Potion is also very good. Udyr does have quite a few mana problems, and I assume blues are being donated. And yeah, the last blue was donated over to Blab here. going in on my Wang. Wang hits the shockwave back onto Blab. He's getting out. Kragan's on the sidelines though, doesn't shoot the ult out. But now
Kinda
he's going
hesitated
in.
there. Now he flashes.
Flash charge, but misses the hit. Coffee flashes in, trying to get the stun onto Kragan. Teleports on the top laners are being channeled, and Swift finishes his. Stripe finishes his as well, but the fight was already disengaged.
I felt
There's like a lot of
there. He could have
miscommunication.
dunked Kragan. Wang was like he had no damage to come back. So if he would have just EQ'd and dunked back onto Kragan, he would have just. I mean, they could have just turned that into a 1 for none.
Yeah, I think Kragan should have been really punished for that play there. Yeah, he really should have just flashed ulted right when he was on the sideline there.
He just looked really undecisive coming in for that gank.
Yeah. Maybe Wang was actually saying like, "Hey, I'm like, don't do it. I have no follow up," type of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But thought he would just get it with the Sejuani base damages. But at the end of the day, no kills for either team in that scuffle. It's still a gold lead here for Waifu Superstar, and that's really just based on these huge CS leads that are now mounting up in the top and bottom lane, even a small one in mid lane. So this team comp, like I said, that if they got ahead early, it would really take over the game. It might be happening right now.
Well,
Stun
Tree's a
coming
little
in
bit
for
caught out.
Coffee. Stun from, yep, there you go. Tree has to use the flash there. Would have been dead for sure probably if that stun landed.
I think at that point they could have definitely followed it up with enough CC, like enough damage, that he would just gone down, no problem.
Yeah, Phil Destiny getting hooked in again though, but he is tankier now. He's got that Sightstone and Targan's Brace completed, but Salvo laying down the deeps on Vivaret.
That trade was
Invading the
almost
bronze cube.
really, really good for Vivaret and Failed Destiny until Failed Destiny got a greedy and he's like, okay, hey, we traded back for one, so we won this trade because I decided to continue and not get scared immediately. But then he waited for Lucian's second round of abilities to come up and then just got slammed because of it.
Yep.
Stripe's coming in mid lane.
Oh, Madam
It's like
Stripe
he's gonna-
from the Wraith camp. He's over and
Oh,
Wang gets
deleted.
dunked again.
Yeah, that is...
What a creative gank solution there. The pink ward was laid deep early on. How did they get there? Hello? Did he TP there? No, he just walked in the river, but a fight going on in bottom lane. Failed Destiny goes down. I think I clicked my camera away. I'm sure the camera was on the fight bottom, but 2-2 now, but mid tower push coming from Batty Bargain Bin. They will get their first tower of the game here. Salvo and Tree are still here in this bottom lane. Vivaret half health. I don't know if they are able to push in, but while all this was happening, Swift was in the top lane. He did push down that top tower. He's going on to the tier 2 now. Okay, so after that whole debacle, is Waifu Superstar still in a really good position?
I think they're still in an okay position. They still have a decent gold lead, and they did get top tower for it. So
I think the one thing
they
that
were not as good as they were before, but just because the gold lead is about the same, but the thing is that the gold on the BBB is on better champions than the gold went to on Waifu Superstar, which is a very important thing to keep in mind.
Yeah, exactly what I was going to bring up. You have 2 kills on your support Thresh, but 2 kills on your Blabaruni on mid Jarvan. Ooh, he's taking a lot of damage after he goes in and walks back, but I mean, that's just going to happen against a ranged champion.
It's very important to try and punish that when Jarvan goes for the EQ and he doesn't follow up on it. That's a really big window to try and punish on it, and they did a really good job there.
Kragan finds a Braum in the Dragon Pit. Tree with the save.
And something to point out was that pink ward got placed down by Strip when he was going down. Strip went missing through a lane and then walked over. He went and he placed the pink ward down, and then he walked down after that and just went straight down from placing the pink. Went down to race and then eat over the wall.
Okay.
Yeah. And that was about, not even 20 seconds before he ganked mid.
Wow. I did not see him. He is a sneaky Lysandra this game. Bot lane trade still going bad. If we're gonna do a quick bot lane update,
Yeah.
still going really bad for Betty Bargain Bin at this point. Own 50 CS. I never thought I'd see Vivred in this position right now, but Salvo and Tree are dominating this lane right now.
I mean, there's just not much Viver can do. Like, I mean, obviously he needs to like try to like, he needs to be a little more aggressive after Failed Destiny gets hooked. But Failed Destiny needs to stop eating these hooks.
Yeah.
I mean, like, props to Tree. You're doing a great job hooking him. But at this point, like, it's not even Tree that's doing it. It's just Failed Destiny is like magnetically attracted to these hooks.
Yeah.
It's like Tree's like, hey, there's candy on the tip. He's like, oh, I like candy.
Yeah, 3-man push coming from Waifu Superstar in the mid lane. It is answered though, so they are forced to back off. TP's for everyone in this game. Got 3 TPs up, 2 of them are on Waifu Superstar. In Madam Stripe, he does teleport down into this bottom lane. Tree gets stunned up. Madam Stripe's right behind him. Tree should go down in this fight. Salvo doing his best to use the culling to lay down damage, but it's not going to be enough. Wang actually used to teleport way further back in case of the threat onto Salvo. Coffee is in the wings, and Blab is also in the blue side jungle.
Madam Strict panicked ulted. He thought they weren't going to kill Tree fast enough. If he would have saved that ult up, they could have probably picked off. I mean, obviously, maybe Waifu Superstar didn't push up farther there, but they could have forced more onto that.
Yep.
That's
Teleport.
a very big cooldown to
Channel
blow.
4 Swift here. There was a threat of a 4-man dive from Batty Bargain Bin, and that will be evaded. Lay down some deep vision for Batty Bargain Bin, and then they're still looking for it. They're still looking for this. Wang flashes shockwaves onto Failed Destiny. Oh, uses the shield to block the damage from the Graves ult, and the triple tug going on to the carries for Waifu Superstar. AGS here will get stunned up here. Double kill for Blabin. They're still going. Coffee is on the chase. He is a bear, but not fast enough today. 2 kills going over to Batty Bargain Bin.
This is really funny. So normally J4 is like known for having like a really powerful laning phase, and then he's really strong in those early team fights. And while Blab seemed to have struggled a bit in the laning phase, once it's gotten to these early skirmishes, he's really succeeded with just putting out a disgustingly large amount of damage in these fights.
Yeah, Blab has entered the Jarvan zone, which I'm learning about right now. He's entering the mid Jarvan zone. He's got Maw of Malmortius. How much is he's got in the bank? He's got 16k in his pocket. He's gonna probably buy some more AD, is that right, guys?
That is correct.
Yep.
I wouldn't be surprised actually. There's a couple of second IMC you could get here. My guess would probably be Duskblade.
Ooh, that would be nice. And tower going over to Waifu Superstar in this bottom lane. After a good laning phase, they are able to take down that tower, and Salvo will leave the laning phase very happy. He did get that Essence Reaper, which is so crucial in core to Lucian nowadays. Kind of, if you were Salvo right now,
Yeah.
how would you be feeling about the game?
I'd be feeling really good. I'd be feeling like
Yeah.
I'm ready to delete the entire enemy team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How'd you feel
I'm
if you're
40
Viv?
CS on my lane opponent. I'm just ready to go.
Yeah.
Are you scared of this gigantic J4 though? Are you worried that he's gonna try and dunk you next?
I mean, he could just kind of do the shuffle out of his ultimate there. He does need to go back though. He's got 2k in his pocket.
Oh, you know, I feel like Salvo is actually known for doing that, for staying around a little too long.
Yeah.
Because he's really greedy to get that CS, and I mean, it does pay off. Like you said, he's really flowing in the CS. 183 CS at 19 minutes and 50 seconds on an 80 carry is ridiculous. Especially with all the fighting that's been going down here, the bottom lane.
Yeah, he's done well for himself.
Yeah. Dragon did go over as we were in there to Batty Bargain Bin, making sure they get. Oh no, never mind. Yeah, Runic Echo. So no Devour stacks to really stack up here, but it is good for the team. It's a little late though for first Dragon, so that the 5 Dragon win condition is a very long ways away.
No, but while Dragon 1's obviously very important, especially as the game goes on, the percentile scaling helps a lot, especially with mages and people who stack a lot of flat AD is where you see the largest disparity.
Ooh, someone that stacks AD, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And then obviously, Dragon 2 can be like, Dragon 2 is kind of Dragon 3 is really, really nice for this BBB team though. 5% move speed. If you have the 5% move speed advantage over the enemy team, with this team that likes to run at them.
Yeah, and Batty Bargain Bin, they kept their duo lane bot to try to finish off the tower, and obvious answer for Waifu Superstar with the bot lane tier 1 down for them. They all force mid, at least 4 of them force mid, and they get that mid tower pretty much free and uncontested while everyone else on the map was clearing wards, getting Rift Scuttle, trying to get a tower. It's a little mistake, but it can really add up. Just a little slow on the mid defense there for Batty Bargain Bin. So it's still, I guess it's still, yeah, it actually still is a 1k goal lead. It really hasn't been much larger this game. Batty Bargain Bin is really giving them a fight where it looks like Waifu Superstar is very content on playing that macro game, which is pretty expected with Swift on the team.
Yeah. Going into builds here, J4 actually has the parts for a Ghost Blade, so that might be coming into a Ghost Blade. And while Wang's going into Luden's Echo, not really having a lot of respect for the assassination potential of this Jarvan. You really want to pick up Azonias early on in that lane.
Right. I mean, you don't want to do it first though, because you need your mana regen item. But wouldn't it be second is the Zonia's
second
time?
at the latest. Sometimes it's right to get it first.
Oh wow.
If you're really worried about mana, you can go ahead and get a tier and do tier Zonias on Orianna instead.
Yeah.
Take CDR runes, makes you a little more flexible that way. Or grab this mana portion of the Morellonomicon and then go into Zonias. At the very least, you need to grab that Seekers like right away. Helps a lot.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, I guess all 3 of the damage threats for Waifu Superstar have no armor against a 4-0 slam dunk Jarvan.
It matters a little bit less onto Graves, just because he has a lot of natural tankiness, especially stacking with the Fan Dancer. But I mean, he still can get himself blown up.
All right, cute little force down mid lane for Batty Bargain Bin. Gets the teleport out of my Wang. So now it's just a fair fight, teleport for the top laners here. And they're both in this top lane. Swift trying to push onto that tier 2. Some good pink wards in the enemy blue side for Waifu Superstar, so Swift will see any ganks that are coming his way. The game's stalled out. It looks like both teams are just looking for an opening here. What's the next big objective for these teams, guys?
I don't know. I wonder if they're just waiting for Dragon 2 in about a minute and a half.
Yeah, I mean, Waifu Superstar, they do have that team fight comp, so they might be looking for a perfect engage here.
Both these teams have a really, really strong team fight. Waifu Superstar with like the Orianna combo and the Sejuani large AoE. Meanwhile, Lissandra's a very powerful team fighter, and J4 is large enough that he can just get a huge ulti and just dunk some people.
Blab was in the bottom lane split pushing with Ignite, but obviously not abused in any way. No one, now they slowly came over and answered to it. 3 men in the mid lane for Batty Bargain Bin. So yeah, so it just looks sort of like a dance here on lane allocations. Everyone trying to look for an opening. Yeah, I think you're right on the mark. It looks like both these teams are waiting for that trick.
That's how all SBL fights break out at the Dragon Pit.
That's the sad truth of it all, yeah.
It really is. SBL still places a lot of emphasis on the Dragon compared to competitive
play
games.
is totally gone. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really want to see more emphasis on the Rift Scuttler. I don't think there wasn't one got in this game. I don't think there was one last game. I don't think there's been one all night.
Yeah, but now gold's evened up. Batty Bargain Bin got an extra tower in there at some point. Might have missed.
Ooh.
Blab slightly caught out though. Black and Drag gets into safety. So now essentially the big CS lead that Waifu Superstar had, they still have, but the gold from it is sort of negated. Just from the kills and the tower takes.
I mean, those CS leads have also shrunk as well by like a good amount. The top one has been pretty consistently that size the whole game. but the bot one has shrunk considerably. It's only a 25 CS difference now.
Yeah, and that makes sense. Sivir, once she gets the items, the wave clear becomes really good. Treat flashes really short. Might have been a misclick here, and the fight breaks out. Shockwave only lands onto one. Blab is in the backline, but he quickly goes down. 5-man strong for Waifu Superstar still, and by Vivred, he's over the wall. Has to flash to safety. And just a 1 for none for Waifu Superstar, but that's definitive, and that will be their first dragon of the game. Interesting fight. Both teams, I don't think we're expecting to fight there, it seemed like. And they were sort of like, you're here.
Yeah, I mean, that was just a really awkward fight all around. I don't think that actually tells us how any of a full 5v5 will go. Like, a full-out 5v5 would go between these teams.
Yeah.
Just... what a weird fight.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess, I honestly, the kill, like Vivred dying, sure, you give over a kill. Giving over first dragon, sure. Not a big deal, but I think Vivred's flash is actually the biggest deal here. I mean, it's good that he had a flash over the wall to save his life, which might have been more than a dragon. They might have been able to push down like mid tower without the wave clear then, but now it might be a huge team fight, like you said, that will be more definitive on how these teams are stacking up. And with your AD carry without flash against Sejuani and Thresh hooks, Orianna shockwaves, like it could get real messy.
Yeah, no, this is definitely a team that you want to have your flash up. Not having a reposition really sucks here. The spell shield's nice, but there's a lot of abilities here where you'd rather just have the reposition than the spell shield.
I'm interested, do you think Mr. Coffee is building into that ZZ Raw portal that we've seen so popular on those jungle leaders?
I do believe it probably would be it. Negatron doesn't really build into anything else right now that's relevant for him.
Yeah.
I really hope not. I hate that item.
Well, you hate it because that one time you played Tom Kent and we discovered the bug, everybody.
Oh
where,
my gosh.
What is it again? What is?
So with Tom Kench, you can eat the minion and it'll put your eat on cooldown, but it won't actually eat the minion. The minion just walks away like nothing happened.
Oh, Sivir on the hunt is popped. Swift didn't get the recall off, and Blab uses the dunk. Swift has to use the ultimate to dash out of the Cataclysm. Dashes up off cooldown again, and he is running for it right now while his team is splitting down. They might get this tier 2 tower from this. Mr. Coffee's still chasing. Will Swift get the execute? And he won't at the very last second. Coffee tags him for the kill. But while this is happening, it's a kill for a tower. So Waifu Superstar on the lead here.
I think what they could have done there was the second that they decided, once Udyr was chasing after Graves, there was no way Graves was going to get out. They could have had people on their team just turn around and start shoving the wave top to try and threaten a possible tower trade. Or Madame Strip could have blown teleport to try and negate their team from pushing down mid.
Yeah. Ward is in the Baron Pit, and they have started for Batty Bargain Bin. They cleared out a pink in the Pixel Bush there in the river, and there's 4 men here. Blab is zoning, actually. He's not doing
Wang's
any damage.
on the
He
back.
goes in, half health onto Kragan. He gets caught on between 3, and he goes down first of the fight, and this Baron is just below half health. Shockwave comes out, and one person goes down in the Baron Pit. Madam Stripe has to use the Zonias, but he goes down as well. 4-4-0 going over to Waifu Superstar, and it will be the Baron. Coffee with the Miracle Smite steal, but it won't be enough. They do the appropriate thing. They stop Baron and take out the jungler. That's an ace for Waifu Superstar, and they've opened up this game.
I cannot imagine what was going through the minds of BBB there when they tried to force that Baron. They could see Wang was TPing in. They knew that they had they don't have any vision in the top jungle. I just
Yeah, no, that
I completely agree, yeah.
there's just no reason why. That was just such a Dignitas play.
Yeah. That was a good crumbs call right there.
yeah, Dumbs for sure.
Bringing us Dignitas and Renegades. Throws
Yeah.
at Baron since 2010.
Yeah, it always follows Crumbs wherever he goes. Oh Jesus, man! I was batting bargain bin. I think they might have thrown the game. Honestly, that's a
That was a
huge swing.
really, really lame way to watch this game just get busted wide open.
Yeah, I was really excited for like some very good, legitimate 5v5 fights, but when you do stupid shit like that, you're not gonna see it. Blab was half
No.
health. It was zoning
Like
and
Blad's
goes in
like
on
actively trying
Kragan.
to zone off 4 people on his own, which he can't do because he's not
Yeah.
a tank.
Yeah.
Like, or it doesn't have poke. He's all in, so it's like, what are you gonna do? Try and
Yeah.
kill me when I'm with my entire team? No.
I think they just saw
Okay.
Wang in the bot lane and thought they could get away with something, but little did they
Wang
know
has
Wang had
teleport.
teleport.
Like,
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Is that the whole thing? Is it like people like, do they just like forget about the teleport? They're like, hey guys, mid laner spot. Mid laners don't have TP. That's a top laner only summoner spell. Wait, what? He's TPing in? He can't do that. Only tops can do that. And then they're like, oh, well, I guess we're boned. Let's try and finish Baron anyways. This team's obviously cheating or took TP on a non-top laner.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, here's the
Rito,
fight. Sivir on
please.
the hunt is top. Shockwave goes onto the front line for batting bargain bin, and Blab gets into the back line. He dunks onto Salvo, but he is now out of his damage. Tree tries to hook, tries to peel for Salvo in the back line, but double kill for AJ0. There's 2-minute damage threats now for Waifu Superstar,
Yeah.
and they are untouched. 3
Exhaust
for 1.
went down on Jarvan there before he was able to do his gigantic burst, and so he got all of his damage gutted. Lissandra did her thing, but like all of the damage hits are all so far behind besides Blue that nothing came from it.
Yep.
Yeah, even with Lissandra and Jarvan, they couldn't kill They couldn't kill Salvo.
Well, Jarvan's damage was gutted there. The second
Yep.
he EQ'd, like the second he threw the E flag, he got exhausted by Tree, and he just did nothing that fight besides the little CC that he brought.
Yeah, and that looks like that will be the game. Going over to Waifu Superstar. GGs are being called out. Couple people up for Batty Bargaman, 3 people up now, but that's still not going to be enough. 33-minute victory, going over to Waifu Superstar, and they now take sole possession of first place, 4-1. Huh. Man, that was such a great game until that Baron throw.
It was great until it wasn't.
Yeah,
It's
I
like
mean,
the
they're
Davis house. They
winning
were
up
winning
until
the
they
game
lost.
until they lost. The game was great until it wasn't.
Oh, wow.
I think that fight in the bot lane was the fight I wanted all along, but not at the time.
Yeah, it was the
Because
fight we
Waifu
wanted
Superstar.
the entire game before they decided to throw a gigantic EXP gold lead and give them Baron buff.
Yep.
Like if we would have saw that fight like 5 minutes beforehand, that would have been a great fight.
Yeah.
But no,
Wow.
I don't. Who do you want to see?
You know, let's bring Reagan in here, and let's bring.
No, don't say Salvo because it's wrong.
That's
If
what
you
I
want
was
someone
gonna
from that
say.
bot lane, you
Tree.
want Tree.
Tree.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Tree. Tree.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Oh wait, I don't know if any of us have the power.
Hold on, I got it.
User was
Tree,
moved
pull
to
yourself
your
up.
channel. User joined your channel.
All right, and welcome Tree and Reagan to the Cashers booth. Congratulations on your win.
Yo, thank you.
Thanks.
Um,
Can I have first question?
yeah, go for it, man.
Tree, what did you tell Fell Destiny was on the end of your hooks?
What?
What did you tell Fell Destiny was on your hooks? Because he like went into he hunted for your hooks. Did you like tell him this like, hey, I got like some really nice candy left over from Easter. You come to this hook, you get it. Like, what did you put on them? Like, what bait? What bait did you fish
I
your
think
hooks
he
with?
was just trying a bit too hard to peel for Vivaret, who didn't need it because he was like, we were playing mind games bottom basically with that Sivir spell shield. I literally never threw a hook at Vivaret because I didn't want him to spell shield it. So I just kept hooking Destiny instead because he was easier damage.
Oh,
Yeah, it sometimes looked like you were actually going for Sivir, but maybe you're even mind gaming me. Like it was 3 levels deep of a mind game because then that prompted Failed Destiny to be like, oh, I gotta take this hook for my AD carry, man.
I stopped targeting Sivir after level 3 Once I
Okay.
knew she had Spell Shield, I just didn't try and target her. We were just going for the free damage on Destiny.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
often after our little skirmishes, Salva would get decent damage on Vivred on the tail end of him anyway.
Okay, question going over to Craig in here. When will teams start banning your Sejuani?
Hopefully never, because it's just about all I can play.
All right, teams,
All right.
take note of that.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. But I mean, you guys every week, at least it seems to be a trend where you guys pick very heavy team fight comps, very good in the mid game. You always bring double teleports. Is Sejuani very crucial to this, or because in the past it looks like your jungle pool is just sort of tank junglers? If
That's
your team were to
actually all I'm
deviate
allowed
from
to
that,
play.
how would you fare?
I'm only allowed to play tank junglers.
Dragon very much wants to play not tank junglers.
You have no idea.
Oh, okay. I see this now. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, and then you get the kibosh. You get vetoed out of your cheesy jungle picks. Okay.
All right.
They're there. I'm just not allowed to utilize them.
Okay.
Kind of.
Okay.
You got any questions?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
I have another one then.
Sick.
All right.
So, obviously that game was like pretty even the entire time until one big moment. What were you guys saying when you saw them doing Baron and Blab was trying to zone you off and Wang just TPs in for the
I
fight?
don't know if Blab had kills, but literally
Yeah.
at that point in the game, we were saying any pick on Blab is all we need right now. And he was the one trying to zone us.
Yeah, I
And-
believe the actual words we used were, "What the fuck is Jarvan doing here? He's all their damage. Fucking kill him."
Yeah. As like the only person who had any threat on your team, he was trying to zone you guys off, and then they're doing Baron.
We assumed they were going to be going to Baron. We had the sight, so we saw them going. So
Yeah.
we were like heading over there, and like Swift was ready to TP in, and when Jarvan died, and then so we were happy about the Jarvan death, but when Wang hit that ultimate over the wall, rock hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wayne was in the bottom lane during that, but he has teleport as well, right? Like that, he
Yeah.
teleported into that fight.
Yeah.
I just,
Teleported in, shockwaved 3 of them.
Yeah.
My ult landed on top of them.
Yeah, Matty Bargain, they cleared out a pink ward. So it took all the time to clear the pink ward in Pixel Brush, and then they had a ward. You guys had a ward in Baron Pit. So like all of that time, you guys are like, we're just gonna walk over, and by the time you get down to half health, we'll be there, and we have double teleport.
Yeah, we knew they were there. We had the TPs. We were just waiting for them to start it, and then Blab getting out of position caught. Maybe he was going for a kill, but he wasn't expecting us all to be there. I don't know exactly,
Right.
but
I
whatever
don't think he was.
Yeah, we were all there and ready for them, and I don't think they were ready for us.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you guys got it was like Thripsy said, it was a very even game until that, but then it was just pretty much over. It was a blowout. You guys aced them and then got Baron, did your split push thing. They had at the very end of the game. Let's talk about that fight, because that was the fight that all three of us were really looking forward to. Is like the straight 5v5 slam dunks coming in from Jarvan. You have double AD carry. You guys are just going to be dip diving and dodging everywhere. I mean, how easy was that fight? Was there a challenge in that fight for you guys?
We called that fight literally as we left the dead turret. I believe Swift said, "Let the tanks go first. They're probably waiting in a bush for us." I ward into River Bush. There they all are. I pulled the first one I saw because after that ace, we were not afraid of them.
Yeah. Yep. Well, yeah. I mean, you guys have any other questions? There's only one big important one left.
Go ahead and
that-
ask it. I think you're thinking the same thing.
Okay.
So,
Well, now you guys are 4-1. You guys now have sole possession of first place. Are you guys? I'm actually gonna take this question even a step further. Are you guys gonna win SBL season 7?
are you gonna? First of all, before that, are you gonna end the season in first place still? You ended
By
with-
far.
That's
You
the
ended this-
plan.
By
Okay.
2 to 3 games at least.
We've done nothing but
Whoa.
improve
Whoa.
every week.
Whoa. Okay.
Okay.
And then are you guys gonna win the championship?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
What team are you most afraid of after going through this half of this split?
Is none of them a good answer?
Which
I'm
one
gonna
are
wait
you
for
most
Tree's
afraid of?
answer.
Yeah.
You're not afraid of
Um,
West rising from the ashes?
I would say either now 30 with you on support. To keep going, this is part meme, part serious. Mostly serious. With you on support, like we told you this at the beginning of the season, and you vehemently denied us that you wouldn't be able to shot call and AD at the same time. So with you on support, your team is scary, and Thrifty's team is still scary.
Yeah, actually thinking realistically now, I think your team is probably going to be the one that gives us the most challenge with you on support. Assuming you stay on support.
Oh, anything can happen. Okay.
You should, dude. You're a bad AD.